It's here. They did it. NewCamp made the Haven 220 what we've all been waiting for. I'm going to show you all the details. It just hit our lot. So let's get started. Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV, and look what we've got. The Haven just hit our lot. It is the brand new trailer by NewCamp. It is 23 feet 1 inch long. It's a little bigger than you're used to seeing with the teardrops. And the weight, well, it's only 39.33, so under 4,000 pounds. And guys, there's pretty much no options on it, so that's how much yours is gonna weigh as well. I love that. Great size, walk around bed, nice big dry bath. Everything you've been looking for with the quality of NewCamp. So much to see, let's go get started inside. Wow, what an interior. It feels just like a NewCamp. And I love the windows on the front around the bed. Beautiful, very open floor plan. All right, let's get started. So when you walk in, you have a standard 24-inch RV door with a separate screen, a little different than you see in the NewCamp teardrops. But let's start right up here with the control panels, because if you're familiar with NewCamp, they're gonna look real similar. So right over here, you've got, of course, the gray, black, and the freshwater tanks, the switch for the water pump, the ceiling light, the accent light, and the sink light. They have put separate lighting on all of these, as they often do, because that gives you a difference in how you light up your camper. That is really important when you're camping, if you don't want those bright lights in your face. So you've got a sink light right here, just to light up the sink area when you're using it. And then you have an accent light. See that? An accent light over here, and the cabinets, and across the back. And then the ceiling lights, of course, on the top. So in the living area, 3 different lighting pieces there. You've also got the controls for the Alda system. The Haven has the Alda system, which is your heating and hot water. It is the 30/30 system, so it's really nice. Integrated in is your Truma vent to air conditioner, so everything controlled right here on that one panel. Now, if you have confusion about how to run that panel, check out our Princess Craft Tech channel on YouTube. We have a video showing you all the details. Just pull that up when you're camping if you need a refresher. All right, and underneath that, of course, you've got the controls for the 14-foot power awning on the outside. Love that. All right, let's keep going. Oh, down below, you've got 3 more switches. One for the rear camera. Yep, included. Remember, no options. And then next to that is a porch light and the switch for the power for the awning. So all of that right as you walk in the door. And let's start right here in the kitchen, because you've got such nice counter space. You've got a square sink. Now this is a little bit different, but I think I kind of like it. It gives it a nice style. It is a dark brushed pewter color and single handle black arched faucet. And then the darker countertop and the glass stove. 2 burners right there. So this feels very nice, very open, and of course, a great window right behind it. Now the layout in this kitchen is really nice, tons of storage, but if you need more countertop, they've put in the flip up on the end. Easy to do, really sturdy, and then easy to put back down when you're done. There are 2 little handles there. I can do it from one side here, just reach them, and it pops right back down. So extra countertop when you need it, and fold it away, out of the way when you don't. Down below is great storage. Let's take a peek. Right in here, now right now you see that's the packet that comes with every NewCamp. It does have the power cord in there, but you don't have a lot of plumbing in your way, so a lot of deep space here. The space isn't quite as deep when you get to this bottom one, but you do have a pretty nice cabinet space. There is an access panel to go underneath to access any wiring under there, but you shouldn't need that. So it's just a nice place to use one more storage cubby. Now down here on the bottom, you've got an interesting little, what do you call that? Kind of a little drawer It's got a little lower cut in the back, but you've got plenty of height. You could drop a cereal box in here and it would work just fine. It's not as deep as the countertop. It's only about 12 inches deep. Length, I never know whether it's length or deep, but down height-wise, you've got a lot of space there. Now, 2 drawers up above. One on the bottom is a little bit longer. So let's pull that out. It's about 4 or 5 inches deep, and it's pretty much the full depth of the countertop. Inside, you see, this is where they have stored the monitor for the backup camera. Really nice to have that completely included. You know, most trailers, they're just going to give you the prep for it. But with this, it's all included. Top drawer is also pretty deep, pretty long, but it's only probably 3 inches deep, so silverware drawer style. You see the remotes are in here. You've got a remote for your Aventa. You've also got a separate remote, and that is for the TV. Now moving over underneath here, you have a 4.6 cubic foot compressor refrigerator, which means it's 12 volts. It's running off the battery. Don't panic. You've got a nice solar panel on the roof, 183 watt solar panel. Also coming standard is going to be a 1200 watt inverter. As in all NewCamp products, it comes standard with a 100 amp hour lithium battery. Now there is space to add a second if you wanted to do that. So yeah, nice feature. There is also a power upgrade. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So standard, you've got plenty to run this 12 volt refrigerator. Now let's look at the storage up top. Up here, you've got full depth on these 2 cabinets here. Really nice space there. It's probably 15 inches deep. Now in the center, you've got a microwave. It's a little tall for me, but that's because you have such a tall ceiling in this camper. For those of you who have been looking for a taller NewCamp, you're in luck. This is 6'10" up to the roof. I mean, this guy's tall. So I don't mind the open space and accommodations for people who are much taller than my 5-foot frame. And that makes the microwave a little high, but I can live with that. I love the space. I love the open feeling. It all really works for me. Again, you've got this recessed light right back here, so you're working in the kitchen. It's going to make it a real nice lit area. Love that. A little more storage coming down here. Of course, open cubbies. That's always a really nice grab and go place. So 2 here, and then up above, of course, you've got your Fusion stereo. It is going to be Bluetooth, AM, FM, all the things that you need there, and a little open space at the top. All right, pretty nice. Let's move over to the dinette, because wow, seating for 4, it's pretty nice. So moving into the dinette, it's really a comfortable space. It's very open, easy to seat 4 people here. As far as sleeping goes, it's 38 inches wide and 6'3" long. So for most adults, it's going to be a comfortable sleeping space. That's what everybody was asking for. A walk-around bed, a dry bath, and a second sleeping space. Well done, NewCamp. Now, the backing, I probably would put a few pillows back here, but without it, it certainly is workable and very deep. I'm very comfortable sitting here, and somebody larger than me would be comfortable as well. Now, there is a cabinet door on the opposite end for the gear. Unfortunately, that's where your converter is. All of the gear is underneath there and underneath this seat that I'm sitting on here. However, there is storage right underneath the center seat. So lift up this center cushion, you can access that. And what you'll find, not only is storage for the pole and the table drops down, you'll also be able to pull out the cushion to turn this into a bed. So many trailers, they don't have a place for that extra cushion. NewCamp did it right. And so hide that cushion right underneath this seat when you're traveling, and yeah, you can make the bed whenever you need it. If you don't think you're going to need to make this into a bed, yes, absolutely. Why wouldn't you leave that cushion at home and store something else under there? Storage is a premium in every trailer, big or small. So that is a nice little space under there. This is a good time to talk about the windows. We always have to chat about the windows because these dual pane acrylic windows are great for keeping the cold or the heat in, depending on what you need. And the way they work, just briefly, is you just push the red button to unlatch these bottom ones. The side ones don't have that red button on it. And then when you push this window open, you can push it open just a little bit, or of course, as far open as you want, and just tighten the knobs on both sides and set it wherever it works for you. Personally, I love the fresh air. However, you may want a screen, keep those nasty bugs out, or a blackout shade at night. Now, both of those can be deployed when the window's open or closed, so you get a really nice setup here. And so many windows. When we get to the bed area, just amazed how open that is. Now, these can clip together and work any way you'd like. You're probably familiar with those, but I just want to point it out in case you're not, because that is such a plus in a trailer like this. There are 6 large windows in this living area. That's pretty incredible. And when you're camping, you want to be able to see the great outdoors. That's why you're there, right? Even in the rain, it's lovely. Okay, so we've covered the windows here. You've got a nice recessed lighting here. I think I showed you that with the switch. And up above, you're going to have some more storage. So right up here, all of these are going to open up and they're going to be the full depth. Now there is access between these two. So you can put something really long, just slide it in if you'd like. So it isn't fully open, there is some framing, but you do have this full area for storage. Again, on the base, it's about 15 inches deep, and you can see very tall. So nice area there. See this tall ceiling? A little hard for me to reach those, but I can do it. Don't give up the height. It is well worth the struggle for people who are short like me. You can see you've got speakers right under here. That's going to really make it nice. Playing some music. You've also got 2 in the bed area. And for a trailer this size, wow, fill it with those tunes. Then you've got a TV right behind me. So all the entertainment that you need, but it's not in the way of your view. Super nice. Now while we're here, I'm going to step into the bathroom and show you the space that's in there. It's pretty nice. Now, if there's one thing this bathroom has in spades, it's storage. Pretty incredible for this space. So starting out, you've got the sink here, a little bit of countertop around it, but a nice countertop that moves to the back here that's about 8 inches deep. So great space to put some of the things that you need every day. But look at the shelves up above it, 3 separate shelves, another smaller shelf about 3 inches deep that runs all the way across. And look at that. It is, I don't know, maybe 15, 18 inches deep. Great for stacking towels if that's what you need, maybe extra bed linens. Wow, who has that in a 23-foot trailer? And then you've got a closed cabinet here with another 3 shelves. I mean, they weren't happy with just that little medicine cabinet shelf, right? That was not going to work. Porcelain toilet, and yeah, a fair amount of knee space between, and of course open in front. And over here underneath, there's another shelf. Feels kind of like a spice rack, but it's about 3 inches deep, got a ledge on the front, so tons of storage. Then you have storage underneath the sink. So look at this cabinet. You do have to work around the plumbing just a little bit, but a really nice large space. I know you guys probably are thinking of how you would arrange that, maybe put a shelf in there. Whatever works for you, you've definitely got the space to do it. So let's take a look at the shower. That's the other piece, and let's step right in here so you can get an idea of the space. It's a rectangular space, so When you face this way, you've really got plenty of elbow room. As far as height goes, it's going to be a little over 6 feet tall, not quite as tall as the main area. So check that out when you're looking at the Haven. And the shower head, of course, is adjustable, single handle, going to work great for you, and it is on this front wall. Now on the side, you have about a 3-inch shelf here, and that's going to be where all of your shower things go. You know, your shampoo, all the things that you want to keep right here can go on that top shelf. So yeah, very adequate. You've even got the Aldi heat coming in here. Love that. So for a 23-foot trailer, this is quite an amazing bathroom. Porcelain toilet, plenty of storage. I mean, seriously, pretty awesome. They even give you towel hooks. Wow. All right, let's keep going. So look at this walk-around bed. This is what we've all been waiting for. Very nice cushioned mattress. This bed is 60 inches wide, 75 inches long. Now down below, you've got open space here, open shelves. They're actually pretty deep right here in the center. They're going to go back maybe a foot. And then you've got a little rail on the front. So a very nice place to put clothing or anything that you need to grab under there. On the sides, you've got open pockets that are really spacious. So if you've got big boots, maybe you keep your shoes under there. Maybe a basket that has, you know, underwear and socks. You guys are so creative. You will figure out how to use this storage really efficiently, and I cannot wait to see what you guys do with it. So you do have a little more storage up at the front. Let's take a look. Got a nice shelf across the top. It is about 5 inches deep, but of course at the back you've got a pretty tight angle there, but still great for those things that you might want to grab in the evening. Your book, your glasses, yeah, anything like that. Now the cabinets on both sides, you open those up and you've got 3 separate shelves. Really nice there. A lot of clothing can go in there, of course. And right on the front, you've got the 110 plug on both sides, and on both sides you have the charging port that's going to have a USB and a USB-C. So yeah, no fighting over which side you get on, right? Now both sides are going to have a reading light. Touch it and it's going to turn blue. I don't know if you can see that in this bright light. Hold that down, it's going to turn white. Great for the evenings when you want to sit up in bed and read your book, or maybe in the daytime you want to sit up and read your book, because this is such a nice space. I mean, the windows are going to open just like the dinette on both sides, but look at this. Now both of these windows, including the stargazer at the top, they're all going to open just like this one, so you can get amazing airflow through here. Pull down the screen, have the blackout shade, whatever it is that works for you. But I'm telling you, this area feels so great. As I mentioned, you've got 2 speakers up there. You've got a little bar with the downlights on it for ceiling lights, completely separate. And I don't know, more storage under the bed. You want to see that? Let's take a peek. If you lift this up right here, you're going to see this is going to be the open spaces that you access either from the top or through those areas in the front, either way. Now in the back, you've got 2 large open spaces for those things that maybe you don't need every day. Yep, I hear what you're saying, and NewCamp did too. This is a prototype, so when these start on the line, this will have a way to prop this open, so you don't have to stand here and hold it like I'm doing. Don't worry about that. They're taking care of that. So you'll be able to access all of this in here with ease. And you notice also on the sides, you've got the Froli system, or some people call it Froli, F-R-O-L-I. And what is it? Well, this is kind of a plastic squares with some flex in them, so they act as a box spring. They make this mattress even more comfortable. And they also keep a little bit of air in between the mattress and the base pad. In a lot of campers, you may not know it, but a lot of buildup of moisture can happen underneath the mattress. So it not only keeps you cool when it's hot outside, lets the heat get under there, but it also makes it more comfortable. So a nice addition that you'll see in almost every NewCamp. This is such an open unit. I just don't know how I can express to you how great it feels. You're just gonna have to see it for yourself. But yeah, so excited to have a 23-foot trailer, dry bath, walk around bed, super height, lots of windows, everything we've been asking for. Remember I was gonna tell you about the upgrade package. Pretty much the only upgrade here is if you want more power. Now that includes upgrading to 2 of the solar panels. In this package, you also upgrade to a 270 amp hour lithium battery. It's called a game changer, and wow, it is, because you've got so much power there, and you've got 2 large panels feeding into it. Also included, a 3,000 watt inverter. That's gonna run your AC for a period of time. All right, so that's really the only option that you can add. So yeah, what you see is what you get. Everything's included. I love that. Okay, let's go outside and take a look at what's out there. You've already noticed the style, the aerodynamic front, the great graphics on this, but there's lots of great features to go along with that. Backup camera, remember that is included. The monitor was inside in the drawer. You do have a really nice bumper back here, and access right here. Let's see if I can get it open. A little bit of storage right there for your sewer hose. There isn't a cap on the end that you have to deal with. Just access it right there. Super easy. Now on this side, on the back, is going to be the vent for the Alda system. And in here, this should be your Nautilus. Let's talk about that just a minute. If you're not familiar with Nautilus, this controls the water flow in your trailer. So each one of these levers can be adjusted, whether you're dry camping, whether you're hooked up to a hydrant, whether you're filling your tank. All that is done right through here. And all you have to do is look at the picture and set it to match the picture. Super easy, you won't have any trouble with that. A water hook up here, and of course there's a hatch on the bottom, so it can come up from underneath and you can keep this door closed. You do have a spray port here with hot and cold, so you can have an outside shower. Right over here on the left is a plug for outside portable solar. If you want to run an additional solar panel, yeah, super easy. Just plug it in, it's going to wire directly to your battery and keep charging. Over here on the right, that is going to be the water pump switch and a light that you can set for motion detection, which means whenever you open the door, the light's going to come on, or you can simply set it so you turn it on and off as you need it. Yeah, all the choices, right? Now down below is going to be the sewer connection. In this trailer, there is 35-gallon water tank, fresh water tank. Now they're very careful to tell you, you can only get 34 gallons out of it because of the way it's plumbed. So technically, 34 gallons of fresh water, 35 gallons of gray water, and 25 gallons of black water. Pretty substantial for a trailer this size. And handles right here, very easy to get to. That really makes that part of your job easier. So this is our power center for plugging in, turning the lights on in the trailer. So it doesn't come with the trailer. But up here, one of the things I really like, which is a pass-through storage. I also have to point out, they've got a little bit different than a standard compartment door. These are ABS molded, they're sealed, so you've got a real nice fit. They've got a rubber strip around it so it seals tight. And you open this up, that is a very nice pass-through storage in there. So you can access it from both sides. Now coming around to the front, the large tub on the front that you're used to on the tab and tag trailers. So inside here, you've got your propane on the end. Now we've got a little bit of gear stored in here, but you can put whatever you want in here and still lock it down. I love the black, it goes well with the trailer. So that is a really nice feature. Electric jack, yeah, standard, all included. You've also over here got a door that's going to access the propane tank. So switch that, open it up, and if you need to turn it on or off, just reach in from here and you can take care of it. Coming back around to the front, you can see the other end of that pass-through storage, and then just a really nice, sleek trailer. Last but not least, you've got a gas port right here on the front to hook up your favorite grill and create a great outdoor picnic space. The Haven 220 is everything you've been asking for from NewCamp, and its quality and craftsmanship is evident on the outside and the inside. Great fun showing it to you. Check it out. I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.